Hello, Gracie.
Hello, Maddie.
It's good to be back.
Sure is.
We're in our own homes now. Here. I
Yep.
remember sitting next to you not that long ago.
Yep. It's still the same. Everything is the same.
Oh, looking good. I just set up this little space in my apartment. So we'll see. We'll
It's
hope it's
cute.
good. I
I
have
love
some
it.
design I still need to do, but it works for now. So tell me about your week.
It's chill. It's like the prepare for the week before midterms. So everybody's a little bit like teachers
Okay.
especially, but I'm chill.
A little bit frazzled.
Yeah, I think.
What's the temperature been up there?
Like what's a good way to describe it? Oh, like the abominable snowman's butthole. Like it's so bad.
What?
It's been like it snowed.
Oh, that's good. It's good because if it's going to be cold, I'm like, you might as well have snow.
Yeah, pretty
Like,
snow,
what's
yeah.
so frustrating?
It's pretty for a day and then it's all gray and gross.
It's true. I feel like since I'm a December birthday, it's nice to have snow until January, and then I'm like, goodbye.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want you
Yeah.
anymore.
Christmas,
I just wanted to
done.
see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then it should
Agreed.
be over. But I'm also really terrified for the environment. So when it's snowing,
Yeah, it
I'm
was
like,
55 today.
oh my gosh.
And it was like 30. Like all of last week it was like 32, like just above freezing. And then today it was 55 and it's all gone.
It's
So,
crazy. Yeah, it's
bad.
terrifying. It's raining here today, but it was so cold a couple days this week, and I have to commute down to World Trade Center, and I have to like walk outside for like a good portion of it, and it's so windy, and I was just like, I want to die, I want to die, I want to
Yeah.
die, I can't do this. And then it was super warm the last couple days. Like I went out to a party last night, and I wore just like a short dress and my knee-high go-go boots, and I was fine. I mean, I wore a coat, but like I had
Yeah.
exposed leg and it was totally fine.
I
So I'm
can't
like,
even, no.
I don't even know.
In the school, it's like 50 degrees. So I'm like in my jacket, in my like North Face, like tundra jacket, just sitting there while they're like teaching. And I'm like,
It's
hello?
so annoying that like bigger establishments keep it so cold. Whether it's a
yeah.
school or it's, you know, a corporate office. And I get why they do it, like, because they think there's going to be a lot of people in the room to like warm it up, but it's still incredibly awful because it never compensates.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
so it's
never
just
warm.
Yeah, it's always cold. Someone told me that they keep office buildings cold because they do it for men who wear suits, so they're not as like hot. And I'm like, oh, great, just another way. that men run
Another
the
way to
world. It's like,
tailor it to the men. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, so crazy, so crazy. But yeah, I wanted to check in, see if you guys had gotten any snow. I mean, you did, but
It's gone now. So
yeah. So another thing, just like pop culture, what's going on in the world before we like kickstart the actual conversation we're having today.
okay.
Selena
Let's hear it.
Gomez is thriving. Have you seen her
I
stuff
haven't
lately?
seen a lot of her things. I mean, I've seen like I would beg Sabrina Carpenter. I've seen so much of her. It's because she did that Taylor Swift thing in Rio and Sao
Mhm.
Paulo, and I've only seen her. But I haven't seen Selena recently.
Really? You're just seeing Sabrina?
Yeah.
Maybe Selena is like, I love Selena, so maybe
I saw her. I saw her Rare Beauty. I saw her Rare Beauty is going like crazy. But other than
Really?
that, yeah.
Huh. Yeah, it is great makeup.
Well, yeah,
But
it's
anyway,
phenomenal.
she posted this series of photos last night, which I'll have to show you, or
Wait,
maybe we can like put up.
Can I look them up?
Sure, go for it.
Is it on her Instagram?
I'll see if I can find them.
I might have seen them.
No, I don't think it was on her Instagram, so I'll send it to you. It was on
Okay.
Erin Wash Style. I mean, look at these photos. It's like snake,
Oh yeah, actually
pattern.
I've seen those.
and I was like, it was
Yeah.
Friday night or whatever. But I'm like, you are just popping off. And she has not had the easiest time. She's struggled in a
No,
lot of
I
ways because
know.
it's incredibly difficult to be who she is. And her breakup was just devastating, and I think we all felt for her.
Yeah.
But she has come out on top, and I am just so proud
When
of her.
does she not, though? I was thinking that. When does she not come out on top? Like, for real. She's always just up there.
I agree. I feel like there was a moment where, like, the Hailey Bieber lovers, it was a little bit minxy. Like, it was a little debatable. And there's definitely argument there. But we all knew she was going to come out on top. But she was, reclusive for quite a few years because she was dealing with a lot of mental health struggles and her lupus and stuff. So now that she's, like, out there again and having a blast and, like, enjoying life, you can just tell. And it's so cool to see. And I was like, I have to share that.
I'm ready to see, like, pictures of, like, paparazzi, like, her Taylor in a club. Like, I'm ready for that. Can we bring that friendship back? I love that friendship.
They can't go to a club, Gracie, because they would get hounded. They'd have to rent out the club.
I know. Well, yeah.
They can invite all the famous people.
Yeah, just do that.
That was another thing they mentioned on Kardashians a while ago, was that they were like, oh my gosh, remember when we used to be able to go to Miami and, like, go out? Because people didn't have phones. So it was always just, if we did something dumb, like, people would just talk about it for a while, and then it would go away. Now everybody could just, like, take a video of you. So
now it's like everybody knows.
Yeah, they no longer integrate with us in our day-to-day lives as much. Not like they did a lot, but every once in a while they did. And now that they don't do that, it's just made that gap between, like, celebrity and human so much bigger.
Yeah.
This is so interesting. What's another thing? Oh, well, you go ahead before I just take over the podcast.
Well, I don't even know. I love Selena. I'm Selena girl through and through. I mean, I no hate to the Hailey girls, but, like,
yeah.
You okay there? Like, I don't even think we need to, like, I don't even got to bring up, like, road skin. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like, case in point stated, like, okay.
Yeah. I agree. I do feel for her a little bit as far as the relationship piece goes. Because if you take it from, like, her perspective, like, if she really did just, like, meet this guy and really like him, and he kept telling her, oh, no, it's over, like, we're good, it's all, I'm so in love with you. And she's like, great, okay, like, I'm in love with you too. And then boom, it just happens.
Have you seen, like, all the things about, like, her and Kendall Jenner and, like, how Chris, like, I'll send it to you later, but, like, how Chris, like, paid a makeup artist to do her makeup, like, really crappy at, like, one of the, like, something at the MAs or something, and then, like, somebody, and then they did, like, another thing. Have you seen that video of, like, Justin and Hailey when he, like, gets out of the car and he, like, slams the door and she's in it and she's in the car? Like, yeah. Oh, okay.
That's so funny. It's like the one where she's in the red dress.
Yes,
and she looks to the nines.
Yeah,
and
she
he's
looks
in a sweatsuit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, you know the video.
It's like they just do it for the memes because it's too perfect.
100%. They're like, you know, we know the normal people need, like, a Halloween costume this year. Like, we will provide. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm. That's so true.
It's like, what are you doing?
It is. It's crazy. Okay, before I have a question for you, I have been struggling with planning lately. Am I alone? Like, what's going on? I cannot seem to, like, plan anything.
Liam had an issue with planning recently today. Well, yeah. I have issues
on the
with
date
planning.
He was supposed to go on?
Yes, and that I was supposed to chauffeur. As if I don't have things. I'm not planning my day around you.
Around your dates?
Around your dates? Like, sorry, that's not happening. Around your middle school dates. He wanted to go do laser tag. I was like, Liam, if you put me in a room with a bunch of 7th graders in laser tag, you're all annihilated within 2 minutes. And also, like, what am I going to do? Just hide in one of those barrels for, like, like, what?
Was it a date with a girl?
Yes.
To go do laser tag?
Apparently, with a few of his friends and their girlfriends. So it was like a...
That is the middle school dating in a nutshell. It's like you'll never go one-on-one. You'll do group dates. God, and you won't look at each other. But you're
And
all
you'll
gonna go.
only hang out boys and then girls.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
That's how you know. So you were gonna drop him off at the laser rink, or you were gonna go with them?
I was gonna go with them because Mom didn't want like him alone, and I was like, so actually, I have plans today, girl. Sorry, but
Was that the issue with planning that he had?
yeah. He was like, you have to take me. I was like, okay, what time? He was like, I don't know. I was like, who's going? I don't know. Okay, get back to me when you have those details, please and thanks.
I'm so glad I'm at the same level as a middle schooler when it comes to planning lately, because that's me. Like
A middle schooler who I'm doing their homework.
You are?
Yep.
Does he pay you?
He is passing because of me. No. No.
Why are you doing it free?
Because he won't do it if I don't.
Are you serious?
And yeah, and it's low-key so easy. I like can like do it while I watch my show, and it's a nice like precursor for like my homework where I actually have to think.
That's so nice of you.
Well, I'm just superior.
That's no comment. I need to stay neutral.
No, you don't. You know I'm better.
Yeah. Wink,
Yeah.
wink.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've been wanting to do things. I've had plans. And then when it comes to having to organize, like we're getting close to the plan and I have to
They
be
just
organizing
don't make it out of the group chat.
Yeah, or they do,
Yeah.
and then I'm scrambling at the last minute to pull everything together, and I keep
that's
pushing
real.
it off. I think about it. It's not like I don't forget. It's like I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, I've got to do that before next week. Like I need to order this gift, or I need to, get XYZ so they can come over. We have it, and I do not think about it until.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not true. I said I think about it. I do not act on it until
it's
day or two before. And normally I am not a procrastinator. Like, you know me. I'm not a procrastinator. I just have been. I can't seem to figure it out.
I'm a bad procrastinator. And like I have like the same like initial like end point that you do, but like I don't tell people about plans. Like I'm very like spontaneous in the sense of like, oh, like today I was like, ooh, like I want to go skiing today, and then it started raining. But then I was like, oh, like I want to go skiing. And then I'll text like my 3 friends, and I'll be like, y'all want to go skiing? And it's like a yes, yes, no, or it's like a no, no, yes, and I'm like, okay, and then I just say okay, and then I'm like, yeah, that's not happening. Like they say yes, and then we're not gonna do anything about that.
You're like, I don't have the energy to make it happen.
Yeah. I'm like, so you can pull up, but that's all I got.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's so funny. Okay, explain to me your optimism. You sent me an audio message the other day, so I really want to talk about this a little bit.
We'll delve here. I don't know. I was just like, Mom has been very like scared. I don't know if it's scared is the right word, but she like won't let me do a lot of things. And they're like little things. And I'm just like asking, like the other night last week I asked like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then I finally got to go Monday if I could go to the new Hunger Games movie. Phenomenal, by the way. Phenomenal
Really?
because snow is in every scene.
You love snow?
Love him.
Why?
I'm gonna have like a right here. You can't see it, but I'm gonna have like a hot wall of hot men, and he's not at the top, Dylan O'Brien, but he will be there.
I feel like I'm thinking of the snow from the old Hunger Games, and so it's really throwing me off.
It's a precursor. It's like the opposite of a sequel, a prequel. It's a prequel, so he's hot. Look him up.
Yeah, I see him. Here we go.
Yes, isn't it? Yes, but he has white hair and he's nice.
He has
looking.
white hair in it?
Yeah,
that's cool.
Look up Cornelius Snow. That's his name. That's his name.
Cornelius Snow.
But yeah, she like won't let me go anywhere, and then she'll have like these like how like her excuses are good, and then you counteract them, and they get worse and worse and worse. Yeah. She's like. I swear I was like ready for her to pull out like the color of my car because I can't go to the movies because of the color of my car. Like, But would you rather it be a neon yellow? Like, I don't know what you want me to say. She's like, every time I ask to go somewhere, it's either like, no, because of the snow or because of the roads. Or, and then it goes into like, somebody's gonna rob your car. Then it goes into like, you can't, like, I don't know, some other thing. And so, I don't even know.
So funny. That is so funny. So, how does this lead into your optimism?
I don't know, because I was like talking to Grace and like I was talking to like a few other people, and I was like, and she was like, like, you're a really spontaneous person. Like, you have crazy big ideas. Like, it's just wild. And like mom and dad were thinking the same thing. Like, whenever I tell them stuff like, oh, like I want to go to school in Australia. I want to go to school in Europe. I want to learn a new language. I want to learn ACL. I want to learn ASL. And they're just like, they're always like, okay, like, wow, like, or like sarcastic with me. And I'm like, what about this is funny? Like, I'm serious. And everybody's like, oh, like, ha ha ha. But I'm dead serious all the time.
Yeah. I think, and I told you this too, I think you do get that from me. Like, I think I process.
Well, I'm very
life
thankful
the same
that
way.
I do. I'm very thankful that I do, because it's just like, why go get Chick-fil-A when you can get Cane's?
Yeah, she drove an hour and a half to go get a different fast food chicken chain. She
Because I wanted it.
Like, I'm in Massachusetts. I'm like, why? She's like, I just needed Raising Cane's. Is that what it's called?
Raising Cane's, yeah.
Raising Cane's.
If you haven't tried it, go try it. Drive an hour or two for it. It doesn't matter. It's so good.
Is it just
I really
in
hope
Boston?
Mom doesn't see this.
It's fine. It's fine.
We'll block her from it. Just chill.
Yeah. Anyway, I do think it is a really good quality that you're a dreamer. You're an idealist. Mm-hmm. Like, you set your goals high and you believe that you can do them. Like, that's the thing.
I know I can.
Like, truly, you know that this can happen, and you see other people living the way that you want to live, and you're like, oh, this is attainable. Just because the people aren't right around you, they're not like the people in your close proximity, doesn't mean that like that can't happen. And you see outside of your little world, which a lot of people can't do. And it's not a bad thing. It's just like some people are more realistic minded and rational minded. And then you have people like us who are we're like, no, let's just do it.
Yeah.
We're idealists. But like I was telling you, I think if you reach, as cheesy as the saying is, if you reach for the moon, even if you fail, you're going to land among the stars. You're going to land so much farther than you would have if you didn't even think to dream that big. Yeah. So always live like that, and you're going to get everywhere you want to be.
And I was like thinking about it. Yeah. I was thinking about it because I was talking to Grace about it, and she was like, oh, like you're so spontaneous. And I was like, but half the things I say, like, I do. Like, it's different to be like, oh, like, I want to do this. But, like, when I say I want to do something, like, I low-key do it. I want to go get chicken at Cane's. I'm going to go get chicken at Cane's. Like, I told Mom that I wanted to go see the Northern Lights up in, like, you have to go to, like, Fort Kent for it. But I'd do it. It's a one-in-a-lifetime thing. Like, I'd do it easily. Like, I want to go see a movie by myself because the main actor is hot. Okay? And I did. So, like...
You're making life happen.
I really am. Like, why say something and not do it, and next, like, do it. It's fun. Yeah. Like, do it. One life, man. YOLO.
You do have one life, and we do not all have to live it the same. In fact, I think we get sold a narrative that helps corporate America and our economy the most, and not actually our livelihood. So, I'm happy about that. I actually, at the party I went to yesterday, was Toby's college formal for his fraternity. Yes.
You went to a frat formal? You went to
I did go to a frat formal.
That is hilarious.
Everybody, my boyfriend is at NYU. He's not much younger than me. He's like a year and a half younger. He's like 24. And he's a senior in college because they go to school longer in Denmark. So he like started school when he was older, and now he's way older than all of his other senior people, and especially in his grade. So like when he joined school, all of his friends he made were like juniors or seniors. So they're long gone by now.
So now he's slumping with the freshmen.
The 18-year-olds. And so I kid you not, I was like, I dread it. So every year I'm like, it's going to be fun. Like the first one we went to was fun. The second one we went to was pretty fun. And then people started to graduate and it was less and less people that like I could connect with and more, 18-year-olds girls.
Yeah.
Who are very sweet. It's not anything against that. It's just like, whoa, you have a moment where you're like, I am 26. I am 8 years older than everybody in this party, or a lot of them at least. They can't even drink yet, but they are. So let me explain to you. We went, this is so poorly planned because it's planned by college frat bros. And they used to plan them pretty well, but this was a shit show. So we show up in Midtown on SantaCon in Times Square.
Midtown, Maddie.
So it's like...
Well, that's your first problem. Who planned that?
They did. Just good question. So it's super busy. It's trashed because it was the big SantaCon. Yeah. So we show up and it's this... We get there 30 minutes late. It's supposed to start at 8 or 8:30. I don't know. One of those. We get there 30 minutes late.
Well, you never show up like on time to those.
Yeah. And I thought, 30 minutes will be fine.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Well, no. No one else was there. It was pretty much just us. And there was another couple in our nice outfits in a trash hole. It was like one room. So it was like one floor of like an old building. It was all black walls. They had the little neon signs, but the little mini ones. You know the ones that are like...
Yes, I do. Like the smiley faces and like the...
But they're on the wall this big, and the wire to connect it is like the same size as the actual neon sign. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's like the wire is actually the art. Yeah. Okay. They were all over the walls. It was pitch black walls. Like they were painted black. There were all these little couches around that we got to see in the fluorescent light. So I had the knowledge later to not sit on them because they looked disgusting. So I was like, okay, I'm not sitting on that. We show up, we're like, this cannot be real. There's like a hole in the wall from where someone punched it. I'm like, oh my God. The last one was at a rooftop. So this was not the same vibe. Anyway, we literally stand there for like an hour
trap
and
house
a half.
Vibes.
It was supposed to be open bar for the first 3 hours or whatever. We arrived a half hour late. No alcohol was there. We wait an hour. Finally, they arrived with just straight, cheap vodka. No mixers. Just vodka. And me and Toby were like, yeah, we're not young enough anymore to partake in just shitty vodka, just sipping on it. Like, I'm not doing that anymore. Sorry, I don't want to get drunk that bad. It's terrible. Whereas all the other kids are just, like, drinking it. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I end up talking to this girl for a while. And sorry, this is a long story, so I'll make it short.
No, I'm enjoying.
And she comes over to me. She needed help closing her purse because it was a small purse and she was trying to get her phone in it. And she was that drunk where she couldn't zip her purse. So I'm helping her zip her purse. So then we end up talking for a while. And she's 18 years old. She is her first big formal in college. She's talking to me about college. And she's yelling at me face to face because she's wasted and 18.
Lovely.
I'm just sober. And I'm like, oh my gosh. She's telling me about all these relationships she had that ended really poorly and how she actually wants to be, this is why I brought it up, because she actually wants to be an artist. And she's like, I'm not that great, but I think I can draw pretty well. And I really wanted to major in that, but my parents said I had to do business because that's the only way I could make money.
Right.
And she's like, but I know I'm not going to like it. And I'm like, do what you want. I'm trying to encourage her.
You're 18, yeah.
I'm like, if you feel this way, thank you. I'm like, if you feel this way already, it's just going to grow.
Yeah, it's not going to get it better.
Grow. You're going to graduate and get a job in corporate America, and in 1 year, you're going to be miserable, and you're going to try to go back to school for what you actually wanted to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was
You're
quite
in
a
New York
conversation.
too. You're in New York. You can do anything. And once you're in a college, you can switch majors for free. So
Yeah. Yeah, she pretty much could,
go
I
for it.
think.
Yeah.
So it would be easy enough. And you can make money at anything, especially art. Because there's so many business majors, it's like it doesn't even matter anymore.
No.
So
you don't want
it
to be
was funny.
with the frat bros.
Yep. And last thing about this night before we actually get into what we came to talk about, she brought me over. She's like, "Come dance. Let's go dance." So she grabs my hand and she like leads me onto the dance floor. No one's dancing. No one's dancing.
Please tell me you danced. Please tell me you took full opportunity of that and just boogied.
I was trying to dance, but honestly, I don't know how to dance to Drake. And I like...
I can teach you.
I didn't know what to do. I'm like, when I'm at a wedding, I am fully dancing. Like, I am taking over the dance floor, having the time of my life. But this, I was like, first of all,
as one does.
I think the only way to dance to Drake is when you are drunk enough where you don't actually, like, you just feel the beat. Yep. I was not that way. And I was like, I don't know how to do this. And everyone was looking at us.
Toby.
And I was overwhelmed.
It's true. It's true.
So, anyway, I digress. You got to do what you want. You got to do what you want.
100%. And I was thinking the other day, to catch into that, Mom was like telling me about like how like medical field, like nurse anesthetists, like they always have jobs. There's no job security. And I'm like, Mom, they come home every day and they have nothing else to give. They're giving it all to their patients. They're giving it all to people who are like half dead already walking in. Like, I couldn't do it. I'm sorry, but I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't. And I was like talking to her and I was like trying to like slowly introduce the idea of like journalism or like something like fun that's like flexible, that's like, and she was like, yeah, but they make no money. And I was like, but they're happy. Have you ever seen a journalist like that gets to like interview like mm-hmm. I don't know, I'm over here with like Charles Leclerc. Like, hi Charles, how was your race today? Terrible. Like, good. And I'm like, okay, sounds great. Like,
yeah, it's like
they'd be so fun. And they'd be happy.
Like, I'm rich in life, you know? That's like
the trend. That.
It's true though. And you can make money. I think life has changed. The competitive working market has changed so much that what our parents consider like
a good field.
Yeah, successful
a good practice,
or fruitful industry isn't necessarily that anymore. So like that has changed. And with AI,
I agree.
This is going to change even more. So
yeah, especially for my generation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I so agree.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's dive into it.
Let's.
We're gonna have to push a lot of these probably to next week because we took so long.
Yeah, we've been delving, but it's okay.
It's fine.
I love that story. That was a good one.
Oh, there's a lot more where that came from. Okay, so our generational conversation today, I thought we could talk about, which actually does piggyback off of that conversation we were just having, where I went to that party and we were talking about jobs and what we were just discussing. So I actually, which is funny that I wrote this down, I thought it would be cool to see what you thought makes a job successful. Like if you were to imagine what a successful industry for Gen Z would be, what do you think it would be? Versus for our parents' age was like medical tech, software, engineer, doctor, all of those sorts of things. Lawyer, business major.
Yeah. I think it would be really different for like different, like those little different groups and cliques that we talked about. But I think like maybe like a bunch, I've seen like a lot of like the like country boys and like things like that. Welding is huge. Like every guy I know is like, my backup's welding, or like something like that. Like that offshore, like underwater welding, like that's like welding, just welding. Social media is huge for everybody. Like everybody's just like, worst case scenario, social media. Or like some people are like, best case scenario, social media. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think what else. Like a lot of girls my age too, it's still medical field, but it's more like toned to like nursing and like almost like Nikki nurses, but also like just like
More
nurses that
specialty.
are more specialized, like dermatology, like things like that.
That's interesting. So I think there's a couple points that you brought up. One is the hard skills.
Yeah.
So those trade programs,
Yeah.
so like welding or plumbing
Yes. Yeah.
or
Like electrical.
automotive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those.
that kind of stuff is of such a big need. And you can go and get an education for fairly cheap
Cheap. Yeah.
compared to a traditional college. And so you end up, making a lot of money at that job and not having any loans, which makes a big difference.
Yeah.
So I think that is becoming more and more desired. Also, there was a big gap in people not wanting to do that for a while. So that's something we need in the market. So interesting. And I don't know if we talked about this earlier, but you were saying about vocational programs and how
Yeah.
you want to do a vocational program
I was
at high
thinking about
school.
it. Yeah. So many people do that, and I just think it would be like such a fun experience. I don't really like any of the classes that are offered like for my junior years. Not like that's like a and there's so much offered at well not like a lot but like there's a lot for like where I am and like what's going like my age there's a lot
Mm-hmm.
offered, but I would still just like to like even like if I did voc for like cooking or something like that, I just love to get that experience.
Yeah. Well, you were saying the way it works is you go twice a week, right?
Yep.
And you were
Yeah.
thinking culinary program. So you would
Yeah.
do it for a year or a semester?
A year, but like I was talking to people and I like they said like even if you don't want to like actually go into that field, like you shouldn't do voc if you don't want to go into the field, but I just
Mm.
thought like it could be fun anyway because I would if I didn't like I'd be at study halls, so like what's the
Yeah.
worst that could happen?
I don't get that argument because I
I
feel like
don't
it's
either.
good to just have that knowledge in life in general.
Exactly. Yeah, I would
I
agree.
know. I think those having all those little specialties and certifications here and there means so much.
So much. I
They
agree.
really add to your overall portfolio and
Yeah.
just life skills in general. Like I was talking to Toby this week, and I really, really, really want to get my no, I can't speak, sommelier license, which is the art of
Yeah.
like wine tasting and understanding
Yeah.
the different layers and notes and where they come from and like the history of the wine and all of that. And so I was
And
looking into
even
some programs, and I'm like, that is something that's so cool. Like I wish I'd had the opportunity to do
yeah.
it in college or something.
Yeah, and even if it's like you don't like you can't use it here, like even in the US, you can use that in plenty of places in Europe, plenty of places like that's not here. Like when you go on vacation or even like if you were like thinking of anything. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's also just
Yeah,
something fun to have.
exactly. When I look back even on my college experience, like, I mean, this may do more personal, but because I love scuba diving, but
Yeah.
being certified through a college class was the most impactful class I had. That's what I used my college education for the most, quite honestly,
Yeah.
other than making connections and a couple of tidbits here and there that I do remember and utilize in my day to day. But taking that class and getting that certification changed my life. And it was a 2 credit class. It
Yeah.
wasn't even really something I needed to do. It was just something I found interesting and decided to go for. And here we are. So you
Yeah.
never know. And then the other thing you said was social media. Do a lot of Gen Z
Yep.
people think that they can see that as a viable career?
Yeah, I think so. I genuinely think so. I think it's more of like the graphic design, graphic arts part, but like it is like how like I don't know if there was like a fallback for your generation. I feel like it was business or like
Mm-hmm.
like not retail, what's it called? Real estate. Like everybody is just like in my generation it's just like, oh, like I'll just do social media. Like worst case scenario, social media.
That is so
Like,
funny that you say real estate is the fallback for my generation because
is
it
it? I feel like it
absolutely
is.
is. It
Yeah.
absolutely is. Yeah,
I
you
feel like I
nailed
see
it.
so many people that were like your age, or even like when I have like subs that are like your age, they're always like, oh yeah, well I have my real estate license, and I'm like, yep, of course you do. Like,
That
I
is
bet you do.
so true. That's so true. Oh my gosh. Yeah, interesting because I think there are some millennials or older Gen Z that are like, okay, maybe influencing could be cool. But a lot of people are like, well, if I were going to do it, there was a prime time, to kind of do
Yeah,
it before it got crazy. But that's
yeah,
not necessarily true. It's just that we don't have as many skills as you guys do for the newer platforms. So I think we feel like it's
yeah,
out of touch.
yeah. And we've grown up in it, so we're just like, oh, we like know it.
Mm-hmm. So I assume if you guys were going to think about being like a full-time social influencer, it would be TikTok or YouTube versus an
Or
Instagram.
Snapchat.
Really?
Oh, influencer? No,
I mean,
influencer
you
would
could
definitely
do,
be.
they have Snapchat influencers.
Mm,
Have you
yeah,
seen any?
no, but
Not
yeah,
new channels. Hmm.
influencing definitely, probably TikTok or Instagram.
Yeah. Nice. Any questions for me?
Not really. I'm trying to think. Maybe just about like that. I just wish I could have been like there at that frat. Not like there, but like I really just to be a fly on the wall in that situation. I would have like.
Mm-hmm. On this topic of, I mean, it would have been crazy. I would have loved to have you there. You
That
would
would
have
have been
fit
so
in with
funny.
them better. But on this chat of work culture by generations, how do you guys see work attire? Like, do you have like strict ideas around what appropriate work attire would be? I'm thinking corporate more so because I
Oh,
know that there's so many different, industries. Like if you're going
yeah,
to be a host, of course you're going to just wear what they give you or tell you to wear. But
yeah.
like if you're, you know, going to a day-to-day job, like what do you guys have for an expectation on?
I don't know. If I see somebody walking down the street, or if I go to the mall and there's somebody's in a suit, I'm either like, my mind immediately goes to like, oh, business, like they work like in a business, or sometimes I'm like, oh, could be pilot, could be
Mm-hmm.
blank blank. But then I don't know. I usually see like I don't see a lot of that. So maybe like everyday clothes. I'm thinking like I don't even know. I honestly would do more if I'm looking at somebody and I'm like, oh, their hair's up or their hair's in a bun, like a tight bun. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, probably medical field. Or if their eyelashes and nails are done, I'm like, oh, probably like esthetician vibes. Or like, just little things like that more. So,
That makes sense. If you were going to go to it, like if you were going to apply to a job, what would be your desirable attire? Like whatever you want.
oh,
Do you think there's some sort of like expectation that you would like honestly prefer?
yeah, honestly, I'd say whatever you want, whatever you feel comfortable in, because I feel like you can work better when you're comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I would be wearing like something like a little better, like jeans or a
Mm-hmm.
nicer top. But I really just think like whatever you're comfortable in.
Yeah. Okay, last point on this before we get into some of our hot takes. um,
Oh,
what what about structure? What do you have for expectations on work-life balance? And if they don't meet your work-life balance requirements, are you gonna say no? Are you gonna choose that and prioritize that over the position? Because there's a lot of conversation, especially for
yeah,
us in more of a corporate setting, having these conversations about what this new generation wants in a job and being able to accommodate them. Because we've seen a trend of a lot of younger people being like, oh, okay, like I value my work life balance. If a job isn't going to give me that, I'm going to find one that does. So
yeah.
I'm curious what your mindset is and what you assume a lot of people your age would say.
I think I'm very different than a lot of people my age. I work right now, and the work balance is so bad. I actually hate it. Like I don't like it. So I think that has like shaped it a lot too. But I would value what the location of being somewhere in the sun, and I'd value like if I grow up and I happen to have like kids and a family, I'd value time with them more than my job,
Mm-hmm.
100%. I wouldn't value money over any. I might, but I don't know. I'd value like my happiness overall. Like I'd value
Mm-hmm.
doing the things that I like, and if that means like a job that's maybe a little like lower on the pay end, I don't care. As long as I'm happy
Mm-hmm.
doing what I like to do and I'm doing what I like to do in my job. Because I do believe that's possible. I was talking to mom too, and she was like, no, look, that you can't have everything. I was like, I can because I see it. I see people who are happy doing what they like, and
Yeah.
they make it an everyday. So I can do it too.
Yeah. I had those same conversations. You absolutely can. Um,
It's crazy to
Interesting.
think you can't.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm hearing location matters, time matters. What
Yep.
about in person, hybrid, remote life?
I personally would love to go into work. I feel like I couldn't like do the computer thing because I'm such a procrastinator.
Mm-hmm.
But I know people who are like a lot more comfortable with online, and I think that is like a very big, like, oh, thank God. But
Me.
I think a lot of people in my grade and my age who I've like talked to about this, they value the money a lot. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people are like, oh, like I want to do this. And then a lot of people, including myself, sometimes are like, like the fallback is like marry rich, or like
Yep.
marry rich so you can do something you like. And honestly, I'd do that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'd marry rich if so that I can do like a job that maybe doesn't pay as well, but I can like have fun with it. This is my
Yeah,
one and only life. Like I just want to have fun with it.
absolutely. Hey, you can fall in love with a rich guy just as much as you can fall in love with a poor guy.
Yeah, that is
Isn't that
true.
what they say?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Okay, let's move into something a little lighter. I want
Okay.
to hear your hot takes first for the week.
I'm trying to think. I didn't write any down because I forgot, but
Do you want me to
I'm trying to
start?
think. Yeah, you start and then I'll like branch off of them because there's only like a few I can remember.
Okay. I really only have one this week.
Okay,
Um,
let's hear it. I'm
you should
excited.
get your birthday off as a holiday at work.
Hmm.
That's my hot take.
Yeah,
I
I agree.
think it is a holiday. It's your holiday.
Yeah, it
And
is.
they give you these floating holidays at some companies. That's fine. Like that counts.
That's
But if you
chill.
don't
Yeah.
get it, you should just get your birthday off. I think that should just be one of the days built in for the year.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
I think on your day, you should have the time and energy to focus on you and to do what you love because that is your day.
That's your day. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Um, I usually take my birthday off. It's coming up next week. I
I
don't know
do
when
too.
this will air, but yeah. And so I took my birthday off and I don't necessarily have any big plans for it. I just want to not work. Like I just want to be zoned into my projects and things that bring me joy, watch a few old movies. And I was thinking about it this morning and I'm like, why do we get all these holidays off, but we don't get our birthday? I don't know.
Yeah,
That's what I
I,
think.
I 100% agree. I try and take my birthday off from school every year, but I'm usually outspoken. But yeah, I agree. It's your
Yeah.
day. Like it's you do what you want day. I honestly
Paid
think,
holiday.
yeah. I honestly think like your birthday is more important than like Christmas and stuff. Like I'll give people better. I'll give people like more like valuable gifts
Yeah.
than on their birthdays than Christmas. Personally,
Oh, yeah. I like that. I agree. I think
because
that is the
it's
way to do
more
it.
like yeah, it's more
Personal.
valued to you. Yeah,
Yeah, and you're not just, picking it out with all of the other gifts you have to buy that year.
yeah. You're like thinking it through, and you're like, oh, they'd love
Yeah.
this.
And it takes thought at a time when you have to go out of your way to think about it, not just because Christmas is coming up. You have to be like, well, I really love this friend. It's their birthday coming up. I'm going to get a thoughtful gift. And then you have to prepare it and get it ready and then gift it.
Yeah.
I agree. It is a
I
lot more
agree.
thoughtful. I
Yeah.
feel like there's a weird era in adult life where you kind of stop giving gifts to your friends. And I think maybe you start up again later as an adult or like with your close friends. But I'm kind of in that in between where I never know if like we're getting each other gifts or we're not. You know, we're doing the Secret Santa thing at Christmas,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
it's just an interesting time.
I agree.
All right. Do you have any?
I'm thinking about like it's not really like a hot take, but like, style choices in the winter. You're limited to like 3 options versus the summer when you're just like can do anything.
Yep.
I feel like style in the winter is like leggings, jeans, and like a sweatshirt with a vest. Those are the only 3 you get. I don't. That's not really a hot take, but like,
No, I mean it is. It's a good point though. It's challenging because you're also
yeah,
not going to purchase like 6 coats. Like you probably have 1 or 2. And
yeah,
then you could mix
exactly.
and match with a scarf. But then it's sweater, jeans. If you're really feeling crazy, then you do the whole tight thing with
That's
skirts
wild.
or pants, but that's a rare occasion. People are not doing
Yeah,
that every day.
I'm not doing that. Yeah,
So in general, yes, I agree. Winter is the worst. That's how we feel.
yeah,
You can clearly tell by the way we talk about it all the
yeah.
time.
Another hot take, it's not really a hot take. My hot takes aren't really hot takes, but I feel like I can tell if somebody has had siblings, specifically like the older siblings or if they're the youngest, like off of like a 2-minute conversation. Or I can tell if they're an only child.
Ooh, that's good. What do you think it is that says that about them?
Either their tone of voice and like how they talk about like materialistic things
Mm.
or like the way they can, or if it's an older sibling, I can just tell that they're more mature and more experienced in the sense of like giving advice and stuff.
Oh, that's a good
I can
point.
usually just like tell. It's mostly like if it's a only child, I feel like they're more gonna like talk about materialistic values than like somebody with a family. And that's so like stereotypical of me to say, but like
Mm-hmm.
I just every time I've talked to somebody like that, I can be like, "Oh, you don't have siblings."
That's actually a really funny thing you bring that up because the girl I was talking to at the party yesterday was an only child, and I was shocked by that. And I was like, "Oh, I thought for sure you had an older brother or something." She's
Yeah,
like, "Oh, you have older brothers, don't you?" And I was like, "Yes." And we were talking about how you can tell. And I
yeah,
do think
100%
for
you can.
me, I can tell whether someone has siblings if there's like, it is almost an unwritten like groundedness in
Yeah,
very adaptable and more um,
so true.
like like able to kind of move the conversation and just listen and like receive. I don't know. It just feels almost
Mm-hmm.
like more adaptable, for
Yeah,
lack of a better
yeah,
term.
100%. Even in like situations, I went to see you in New York the other like I don't was it last year? I don't know.
Uh, earlier this year? Earlier
Yeah,
this year,
it
yeah.
was, yeah. When I went to see you, there was a kid on the plane who had a baby sister who was crying, and he was very like adaptive to the sense of like the mom had to get up to walk the baby. He got up with her. He moved seats so that the mom could sit with the baby on the outside. And if that was an only child, they just wouldn't know to do that. I feel like they wouldn't like they'd be so reliant on the parent to tell them to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
They have to. They're
For
used
real.
to fighting for food and time and attention and
Yeah.
all the things.
So
Okay.
real.
So, term of the week. Do you have one? Do you have a
Okay.
term that you think I don't have one that I heard that I was like I have to ask Gracie. So you have to see if you have one that you think
Okay,
I
so it's more of an abbreviated. It's like, how do you? It's LWK, like Loki. Like, and
Oh.
people will say it. People will say it in school and be like, "Oh, Loke," but like you don't really say that. Like you'll just it's
Oh.
abbreviated. LWK.
LWK.
Yeah, like Loki.
Ah, you just take, oh, interesting. Take all the vowels out. To me,
Mm-hmm.
that mixes me up from let me know.
No, yeah,
LMK.
you would think that.
Do you guys still use that?
Element. Oh, no.
LMK? Let me know.
Oh, LMK. Yeah, like a little bit. Like in certain situations. Let me go back to my Snap and see what because Cassidy was sending me it. So I don't really know.
LWK. Low key. Is there a Y at the end?
No.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's an acronym for low key. Huh.
Yeah, LWK is usually what it's.
Wow.
That's usually how it's.
This
yeah,
is
that
why
is
we
confusing.
do
Would
these.
let me know. Yeah.
It's so close.
So now whenever you do that, think it's 2 meetings, and if it's like, let me know doesn't sound right, then like low key.
Thank you. This is why we do this, so I stay young.
Yep, I got you. Well, I'll know if somebody says what the heck, LMK, and I'm like, low key does not work there.
Okay, before we get into our song of the week, I want to see what your 2 most used emojis are. We're going to compare. This could be a bigger conversation of like
it really
whole
could.
emoji usage, so we will get into that at some point.
Mine like
when we have more time.
changes like every day.
But I just want you to tell me whether mine are cool. Now, they're a little bit swayed. What?
Mine are bad.
Oh.
Actually, it's okay though. We have to be real here, so it's fine.
Well, so mine most used actually are swayed because I started a different Instagram account for travel, so they're like off. So I'm going to use the ones I feel like I use the most that are in here.
Okay, I'll do that too. I'll do the top 3 and then the one I think I use. Okay, got you.
Okay. My first one is the upside down smiley face. I use that all the time.
That's a solid option. Yeah.
Because
I love that emoji.
Mean a lot of things. Like
so versatile.
And it's also like I'm over it.
Yeah. I use this for that whenever I'm thinking of using that. I have a friend who uses that all the time, and so I don't use that. I use the stone face emoji instead.
The stone face?
Yeah, it's like a stone. It's like when somebody says like something absurd and you just don't even want to like respond to it, like you just send the stone face. And they're just
That's so good. Not the dead, like not the skull, the stone face.
The stone.
Huh. That is interesting. Do other people use that?
No, I think it's just a me thing.
Huh. That's cool. I like that. And then my other one is the hand hearts. I use the hand hearts.
That's so you. Yep.
I do feel like a lot of millennials use it. I've been like seeing it a lot.
It's cute though. I like it. It's very, again, like it's cute. It's good like for captions and stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes I do still use the laugh cry emoji, but I know that's very millennial. That's
don't use that.
What would you use in replace of that?
I either do the one that's tilted where it's like, or I do like the one with like gushing.
Oh, the crying one. The sob.
Yeah, like he's crying, sobbing. Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, what are yours?
So, there's 2 together, and they're I'll just like brush on those. It's the X or like the 0, and it has like a line through it, like the Ghostbusters kind of, and money, and like a bag of money, because no money, because I don't have any money ever. So like that's what I say. Like on Venmo, that's a big one I use.
Oh my god! So it's the 2 together.
Yeah.
That is so funny. Okay. So why would you use the money bag over the money sign?
Because I don't want to spell it.
Oh. What do you have to spell more?
I don't know. Like no bag is just sounds better to me. I don't know. And it's right there. It's right there. I don't have to use it.
You cracked me up. That's a good one.
But it says my most frequently used is the red heart.
Oh, and then, like the traditional red heart or the matte red heart? Okay, the shiny one.
The traditional. Yep.
Nice. Classic.
But I think the most one I use is the one where the guy's like this.
The salute?
Yeah, I use that all the time. Like if somebody's like, "Can you do this for me? Like, can you send me bio?"
That is the coolest one. Whenever people use it, like they laugh. They like enjoy it. They think you're funny.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I use it so much. There's
That's a good
also
one. That should be ours because we always salute at the end.
yeah, I love it. The other one that's in here that I'm like, that's the second most frequently used is like this one. I don't know if you can see it, but it's the like wet one.
Oh, the
splash.
Splash.
Yeah, I was using that because I was sending Cassidy like the edits of Cornelius now. So
Oh, like he's hot.
yes, I'll send you them tonight.
Is that like how you would communicate if someone is sexy over the fire emoji?
Yes. Who is using the fire emoji, girl? Get
The
off
fire
of that
emoji
too.
is out. Okay.
Out. Like the actual flame?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna comment.
It's really that out?
Yes, it's not what you use it for in any sense.
What would you use it for?
Like if like food is really good or something is really good or like an outfit is really good.
Not if
But it's mostly used by like sophomore boys that post like football highlights and all the tags are like that fire.
That is so funny. Okay, so
I'm
that's
serious.
out. I need to be using the Splash. Okay.
Yeah.
The Splash has had kind of weirdly sexual connotations in my my generation, so I'm a little nervous to use it, but I will. I'll be young.
True, but that's like why my generation uses it for
They
sure.
don't get why it's so sexual, so they just use it for...
I think they do. I think they just think it's funny.
Oh, that's funny.
I just think people don't care.
Oh my gosh. Okay, song of the week. You want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
Yeah. You go first. I'll find mine.
All right. If you've stuck around this long, people, we were really going today. It's been a fun one.
Were. There's a lot going on.
This is easier when we're not together, to be honest.
It low-key is, honestly.
Love you, but this is better.
Yeah, sorry.
So, my song of the week, I'm behind the 8 Ball. I know that she was cool earlier this year, and now she's on tour. And I just hadn't listened to the Snow Angel album, so I'm behind the ball. But I did.
Who is
and I'm
this?
obsessed with Pretty Girls, and it's by Renee Rapp. You don't know Renee Rapp?
I don't think so. She's
She's fantastic. And this song is like, I'll put these beats on and I just jam. It's so good. The beat is so good. You have to listen to it, Gracie.
Okay.
It's, Renee Rapp. She's in Sex Lives of College Girls. If you've watched that, I don't think you have. But this is her. She's on tour right now. Or maybe she just finished.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Listen to Pretty Girls. So fun.
I will.
What is yours?
Do. Mine is from the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse album. So good. You laugh, but every single song in there is a 10. I'm so serious. And it's Self-Love. It's by Metro Boomin and Leray, I think. Leray? And it's just, I'll play it a little bit. Oh, wait, you can't hear it.
I kind of can.
Wait, you could?
This is from Spider-Verse? Huh.
It's from the Metro Boomin album. Like, I'll
send
it's
it.
It's this album.
Oh.
I can't see because my camera's trash, but I'll send it to you.
We'll add it in
It's so good.
In the notes so people can take a listen.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a joy. I can't wait
really
for
has.
next week.
I can't either. Ooh, I'm excited. I'll remember to write down my hot takes.
Yeah. And we'll think through what we want to have our
Last
combo
thing
be.
before I go, and this is mostly for me, who was your celebrity crush right now?
Oh my gosh. Right now is
Like if you just had to like...
I mean, right now it's Joe Burrow because it's football season and
Joey
I'm seeing
B,
him on my screen all the time. But Glen Powell with the new movie coming out, Anyone But You, he's a very, very, very close second at this moment.
He's
What
just
about
so
you?
tan, I think.
He's so tan and
Who
he's
is
so funny. Like, just he has charm. Anyway, what would you say yours is?
I don't really know his name. He played in that new Christmas movie, and he's like, he has a twin, so I like him even more. But he played in that new Christmas movie where like they all switched bodies, and it was like I'll show you. But he was like, he's my age, like in real life, so he's like cute.
Oh. Well, you have to come up with his name. You're leaving everyone hanging.
I know. I really am. Let me look it up.
We'll add it. But what was the movie called?
I don't even know. I watched it with Grace, but I fell asleep half. It's called Family Switch, and let me find the cast. Brady Noon. That's his name. Brady Noon is his name.
Brady Noon, and he has a twin.
He has a twin named Cam Noon, I think.
He looks young.
They do him dirty, but like he looks good. Like he has good qualities.
Okay.
They do him dirty. Oh my god. Look him up on Pinterest, guys. They do him dirty on Safari.
Oh, God. Well, this is lovely. I love you, girl.
I love you.
Shall we salute or heart hands?
Yeah, we'll do both.
Heart first. Salute. Till next week.
Till next week.
Signing off.